Music is the art of arranging sounds in time so as to produce a continuous, unified, and evocative composition through melody, harmony, rhythm, and timbre. It seems somewhat trivial for us to define this term, but in places around the world, this definition may have different meanings. In the United States, music may have several purposes, but in places like the Middle East, including Gaza, music can represent an identity, a movement, or even hope for a people's resistance to injustice.
I think music is a good venue to kind of like spread awareness and kind of like get people's attention in a creative way.
To inform people, to motivate people, but also as a tool to create solidarity.
I mean, it's about culture, it's about spread tolerance and love.
So I think sometimes you need the music to get into people's hearts.
The culture, the music is part of the struggle.
Music is like the one thing that I run to from the troubles of life.
Can you really appreciate music and art when your life is about like surviving?
In American culture, music, especially popular music, is very much centered around entertainment. It's centered around media.
99% of the time they broadcast entertaining music, period.
We know that in America and within the Bucknell community, music is used for entertainment. But American music also has applications in social action, and it provides Bucknell students with a dynamic perspective of injustice through the works of popular artists like Lady Gaga and Macklemore, who have spread awareness about sexual assault and marriage inequality in our nation. The question is, in a society like Gaza, immersed in conflict and violence, is music heard differently?
Older generations of Arab families and Arab people prefer older music.
I live in Jabalia camp at Gaza. My favorite music is the classical one.
And so like Kulthum and Fairuz.
I know her music, I have some of her CDs.
Yeah, Fairuz is like the thing that I have to listen to every morning. When I'm driving to university, when I'm having my cup of coffee, I just have to. When I'm having breakfast, you just have to have Fairuz there, you know?
In each morning, she turn on with the Fairuz music.
From 6 a.m. until like 10, 11, you know, it's Fairuz time.
Why is the music of Fairuz important to the Palestinian identity and way of life?
Her songs has the spirit, the peaceful spirit.
You know, it's kind of a tradition actually, but when you think about it, it's just like it get connected to the morning, to the air of the morning, to the times of the morning. Like, music is one of the very few things that make me feel relieved sometimes.
Today, all the music are available online.
Well, mainly through the internet, I mean YouTube.
As a result of the introduction of the internet to the Middle East through mediums like YouTube and SoundCloud, the globalization of music has introduced Western genres like hip-hop to Gaza.
Music for social justice has to appeal to the generation.
I'm a big fan of like hip-hop and R&B and rap. So like American music, like I really like Kanye West and Drake and like Chance the Rapper, and go on. Like I really like rap music.
But the songs like rap and the hip-hop songs, they are separated between the young.
So the music that was coming out of New York and LA in the early hip-hop era was quickly transmitted across the globe.
You can't stop globalization, and you can't like stop like how like, you know, cultural assimilation is going to happen, and like people are adopting different styles and different methods of kind of like expression.
They saw the moves on the hip hop. They like the new accents. They like the language because the English is separated in here.
If you are a person or a class that wants to say something revolutionary, now you have your language.
Young Arab rappers in the Middle East, like they're making music for people who are like them so that they can bring awareness to people who can relate to those experiences that they're singing about.
They're actually describing reality.
What aspects of music besides tradition and entertainment are used to express your reality?
we use it to explain our case here in Palestine.
If we're trying to reach out for the world, the first thing we do is music.
Right.
That's it, because we know it's the most heard language.
To use the music because people love the music, and that will help us to explain our case.
Them represent this mixture of everything.
The lyrics that they write, it's targeted for the Israelis government. So they made it in Hebrew, so everybody will understand it in Israel. Now, I mean, they try to propose an example about raising voice in certain issues, cultural and political issues both. And they are the only one, unfortunately.
The language, the hip hop, and there is some sort of nostalgia going back to Fairuz. So this is exactly the situation. Hip hop represents the identity of Jaffa and Led. It's a mixture of identity.
But it's not really going that viral. It goes viral for a little while, but the real old revolutionary songs are the ones that stay. Because they came out when there was something actually happening. When people stood up and fought for their rights back in the first Intifada and the second Intifada. What the Israeli tend to do is they just blind our eyes with the worries of life. We've seen enough blood already, and it has brought us nothing. So we suffer a lot, and it's not what your people think.
Palestinians, we have a land in here. We are occupied by other people. We want our freedom. We want to live, and they explain all of these words, and they put it on songs.
So if people wanted to listen more and open their minds and hearts, they would know that we're all people after all.
People have their voice now.
Music is about identity and culture. If Americans understood the Palestinian culture, we would gain a better understanding of the Gazan people and be inspired to help. All we have to do is open our eyes and listen.